The world belongs to the brave. Both risk-taking and risk aversion are for the most part innate in us. We ride the balance between both sides throughout our lives, based on personal experience and sometimes some outside pressure. Children previously burned are more likely to shy away from fire than someone who has never been exposed. Everyone has to discover the ideal measure for themselves. However, being a little braver pays off now and then. We feel it intuitively when we need to take a deep breath and jump over our own shadow. In today's video, we'll show you 5 occasions when it's definitely worth being brave and conquering any reservations you might have. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the little bell, and be excited about the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1. Making mistakes. No one likes to make mistakes, yet they are part of life, like breathing. Being brave sometimes and ending up being wrong can actually be much more healing. To continually ask what if is no way to live. Mistakes are the ideal breeding ground for eventually outgrowing yourself. If you see them as free lessons in life planning, you will eventually find it easier to take risks. Nobel Peace Prize winner Nelson Mandela summed it up this way: I never lose. I win or I learn. Number 2. Stand up for your beliefs. Unless you happen to live in a country where free speech is banned, you should enjoy this privilege and bring it to bear to your heart's content. Standing up for your beliefs in a group of people always takes courage. Some circumstances are probably not worth the effort. It depends very much on the audience and the issue at hand whether or not a full-on rant will bring you closer to your noble goals. If it is clear from the outset that it would be simply throwing pearls before swine if you were to air your thoughts, better to let it be. But normal civility can sometimes make all the difference between an evening and a conversation going well or not. Unfortunately, it seems to be a kind of natural phenomenon that the stupid always have to spout their platitudes the loudest. When you feel yourself bursting with anger, stand up for your beliefs. Sometimes, just a hint of dissent is enough to put annoying counter-philosophers in their place. Number 3. Letting go. This often takes a special kind of courage. Whether it's relationships, friendships, jobs, or other things, nothing grows in the comfort zone. We have to leave it in order to set out for new shores and develop further. When it's people who prevent us from realizing our full potential or simply living a happy life, we find it especially difficult to let go. We often delay taking the necessary steps until the pain threshold is reached, and being brave is the only option to get through the drama. Existential fears, on the other hand, go hand in hand with a job change, which also requires no small measure of courage. The later in life we take on new professional challenges, the harder it becomes. But even friendships reach their half-life at some point or die out. Courage is required whenever it is up to us to take action. Unfortunately, as we get older, this adult behavior can no longer be delegated. The resulting feeling of independence, however, is truly great and liberating. Being surprised by your own courage and strength is still one of the greatest moments in everyday life. Number 4. Gather new experiences. It's never too late to learn new things. Whether it's a risky sport, a craft, or a foreign language, new experiences always bring a breath of fresh air into our lives. Of course, there's always the risk of a crash landing. But if it's not a matter of life and death, there's really not much that can go wrong. Those who are very risk-averse should perhaps take small steps to enter new territory. With a language or cooking course, not much bad can really happen. Once the spark has been ignited, and this sense of fresh beginning has worked its magic, you can move on to level 2 of your own personal risk-taking. Important: don't let anyone talk you into anything you don't want to do. If you need a little positive reinforcement from the outside, there's no harm in that. But pressure or coercion should not be the reasons to face unprecedented experiences. Number 5. Rejection. This area is probably the quintessential interpersonal high-risk zone. If you have feelings for someone, but you're not sure if they'll reciprocate, you're standing on a tightrope emotionally without a net. Very few people manage to make a Hollywood-style profession of love in real life, and yet that doesn't stop anyone from trying. Sometimes, loss of face is the only risk. Of course, after a rebuff, the relationship will never be the same, and above all, never again be unencumbered and light. But sometimes it's simply better to know the truth than to fantasize after an illusion. Sadly, even in adulthood, nothing seems more difficult than a confession of love with an unknown outcome. It's easy to wish for past times when kids pass little notes with a "Will you go out with me?" and boxes to be checked yes or no. Perhaps we should keep such forms, like business cards, in our wallets just in case. Why is it so difficult for us to reveal our feelings to a loved one? The risk of losing him or her forever simply seems greater than cementing a future together hand in hand. How nice it would be if you could pick yourself up and gather all your courage. A simple sentence among grown-up people, "I love you," and the question of all questions would be settled forever. How nice it would be if afterwards, even in the case of a no, we could simply move on. Today's conclusion: in the beginning, there was courage. If there were no courageous people, where would we be? There would be no democracy, no electricity, and probably no one would ever have dared to cultivate fire and keep it blazing for thousands of years. Courage is not a given to everyone. Some people have too much of it, which then manifests itself in overconfidence. Still others would prefer to jump off the edge of the carpet with a parachute, just to be on the safe side. We can't get out of our own skins, yet in those situations where it really matters, the right words will come to us at the right time. Once you've had a taste of that sense of achievement, you'll certainly want more of it. But of course, a little bit of luck is also required to be allowed to receive the reward for one's own willingness to take risks. Courage and luck are like two sides of the same coin. Their true value lies somewhere in between. Or, as the Greek philosopher Democritus used to put it, courage is at the beginning of action, luck at the end. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.